What's up guys, my name is Joe, and in today's opinion, we are going to talk about the iPhone 12 Pro because there are new CAD files on the internet and they show us new cameras, new design, new smart connectors, new Face ID. So what else do you want? Thinner, faster, more battery? It's all happening. If you want to know how, why, when, stick with me. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna quit tech from January until September, and I don't want any spoilers. Just like when you go to the movies, I want to go into an Apple event and just look and not hear any spoilers. It's so bad sometimes. Before we continue, I have to say that as on my Hungarian channel, there is an AirPods Pro giveaway here too. All you need to do is follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Leave a comment down below. Everything is down in the description. And you can win. And it's international, so don't worry about it. All right, guys, so my name is Joe, and this is an episode of Opinion, where I tell, my general opinion about tech stuff. In today's episode, let's talk about the iPhone 12 Pro. And the iPhone 12 Pro will be introduced in September of 2020. Or not, depending on how this whole situation with, the world is until then. But what they have been saying is probably September to November sometime this phone will be introduced. But now Max Weinbach has shared some CAD files for us from January, which was probably sold off to a case maker from Foxconn. And this shows us what the iPhone 12 Pro will look like. Spoiler alert, it's everything that we already knew and basically wanted. We have a square iPad Pro-esque design. This is what I'm talking about. You have the nice square design. We've been waiting for this design for a long time. The iPhone SE just lost the iPhone 5 design and became the cheap version to have the round edges. And this year we're gonna have the flagship that is losing the round edges to be the square flagship. Life is weird. So in this CAD schematics, we can see that there is new design all over. And obviously we look at the sides where we can see everything is nice and square and flat like we like it. And then we look at the camera, which there's 4 of, or to be precise, there's actually 3 plus the LiDAR scanner. But in these CAD files, you can see that the scanner and everything will be in a nice square shape. So everything will be symmetrical. The flash will be in between them, the microphone offset to the bottom, which is nice. I actually pretty much like this design. Apparently, it's gonna be a little bit more flat than the iPhone 11. So we have that little bump over here. And apparently we're gonna lose that bump and it's gonna be a lot more smoother and online with the glass. Now we're not gonna lose the bump altogether, it's just gonna be a lot slimmer, just like the phone, which is going from 8.1 millimeters to 7.4 millimeters. That's actually, you might not think that's much, but that's much in tech terms. As per the people who've already printed it on 3D printers, and everyone says it feels good in the hand. Now, my only concern is you have an iPhone 11 over here, and if you use this and you use it for a long time, it's round and it feels comfortable in the hand. But when you have the iPad style, the hard and flat design, I just know by holding this and having this in my hand with the pinky holding it, after a while it starts to cut into my finger. Now, is this going to be a major problem for a lot of people? No. Am I wasting my time explaining this to people? Probably not, but it's not gonna make any difference. People are gonna use this and love this phone. Now, what else will this new design give us? It's gonna give us a little bit better battery life and going to give us, since it's slimmer and it's using this block new design, you can put more things into this phone. And when you can put more things into a design, that means it can be slimmer than the previous version. And it's been a long time since we went thinner. Now, I really hope that there will be a better battery life. I hope it's not getting thinner just to be thinner like in the old days. No, give us more battery, but if you can do that in a thinner body, that's perfect. Also, what you can see on this design is the SIM card tray is on the other side, meaning that there's going to be some internal modifications and they're going to have a party inside and rearrange everything. And you can see a smart connector just like the one on the iPad. Now, what could this be used for? I'll tell you, I have no freaking clue, because Apple is not going to put an Apple Pencil on their iPhone. No, they have their iPad for the Apple Pencil. I don't think they need the Apple Pencil for an iPhone. So what kind of accessories use this kind of like a smart charger, connector, magnetic charger? I have no idea, but Apple's planning something. Mark my words, Apple is planning something and they are gonna make it for us and we're gonna be like, oh my God, I want that. That's how good it's going to be, probably, because it's always like that. You don't know what it's for. The moment they tell you, you're gonna be in extreme awe and you're gonna throw thousands and thousands of dollars into Apple's face so they can give you that stuff. Because as Steve Jobs said once, you gotta show people what they want. They don't know what they want. You have to show it to them for them to want it. I'm paraphrasing over here. Anyway, back to the iPhone 12 Pro. If we turn this whole thing around and we look at the front, two major differences. Number one is you can see the bezels, and the bezels are basically non-existent anymore. 40% reduction in the size of the bezels. It went from 2.5 millimeters all the way down to 1.5 millimeters. Now, it's not an infinity display like on the Samsung and curved display. No, this is going to be a flat glass display. Apart from this, there is a very interesting thing, and there have been some leaks on how the new Face ID technology will look like. First of all, the speaker is going into the bezels of the phone, which is great. A lot of manufacturers have opted to do this before. But this one was unique because you have the speaker in the bezels and the whole Face ID camera sensor and system below it in a much smaller notch, which is great because we're gonna have more room on the phone with the 40% reduction of the bezels and with the bigger screen, because the iPhone 12 Pro Max is going from 6.5 inches to 6.7 inches. So we're gonna have more screen real estate with less bezels and a smaller Face ID, which was predicted a long time ago. Now, when is it gonna disappear? Probably, if you ask me, and you're still here and watching, I think it's gonna go away in 4 years, because they're gonna stick with this design for 3 more years. 2020, 2021, 2022. And in 2023 or 4, they're gonna figure out how they can put all these sensors under the screen and there's not going to be any bezels. I don't think they wanna push this so fast. They have time. Now, since it looks so great on the front, what else can we see on these CAD designs? First of all, Lightning is here to stay until, for now, because Apple wants their iPhone to have no, place you could plug in. Everything, just out. Only wireless charger. And that might be the reason why we have news on the AirPods. I think they're called AirPods. Apple AirPods. AirPower. It was called AirPower. AirPower is back, and they're also working on that, meaning that in the future sometime we might get a Apple proprietary, obviously, charging mechanism for the Apple Watch, the iPhone, and maybe by that time a MacBook and an iPad. But we're gonna get that, and that's when all USB-C and anything that you might want to plug in is going to go away, and there'd be no connectors on an iPhone. That's the future. That's the future of Apple. No ports, no nothing, just a slab of glass. I hope they can fix the camera bump. I really hope that once they fix the camera bump and the notch, it's the perfect phone. One additional thing is that the antennas are going to be a little bit bigger, which, who cares? Someone who wants 5G, and again, who cares? Who needs 5G? 5G is, there's no point yet. In a couple of years, yes, absolutely. Now, you don't need it. You don't need 5G. This is how the new iPhone 12 Pro is going to look like. Thinner, iPad Pro-esque design, larger screen, smaller bezels, smaller Face ID, an additional camera, smaller camera bump, bigger antennas, lightning connector. There you go. For further details, we have to see what's going to happen, because usually around June, July, we have a finalized version of this design, and we basically know what it's going to look like. So there's not going to be any surprises again this year. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Because you guys are watching, I want to say over here too, as on my Hungarian channel, there is an AirPods Pro giveaway. So if you want to win an AirPods Pro, all you need to do is follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, and subscribe here on YouTube. Leave a comment down below. I will be publishing the winner of the AirPods Pro in one of my upcoming videos, so stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching, and until my next video, stay safe and hang loose.